This is Donna from Clever Crafting. Thanks for joining me today. We're actually going to engage in one of my favorite techniques, which is heat foiling. So we're going to do that feather, which is out of the Lovely Garden kit. And this greeting is also out of the Lovely Garden kit, this sheet that comes with it. And this greeting that I've chosen, which is just a plain happy birthday, all of these are designed in the kit to match the dies that come with this happy birthday celebration stamp and die set. So the stamp is just all greetings, and all of those dies will match at least one of those greetings on there. So they also match this. So I used the larger one of that shape. So I've got a white border around my greeting. Whew, that seemed like a long explanation then, but you get what I'm saying. All right, so we've got that. We're also going to be using a black piece of card that's about 2 inches wide and it's 14.8 tall, so the same height as my card, which is a standard A6 card, which is an A5 folded in half. And of course I've got a red piece of foil. So now the foiling. So I'm just going to use the laminator. This is a plain piece of paper. The white paper is just printer paper. Then I've just got a piece of black cardstock. That is mainly just so you can see it. But I do, with my laminator that I've got here in my home studio, I need to have a little bit extra pressure when I'm foiling. So you might have to work that out with your laminator. So I need that extra piece of cardstock. So now what I'm doing is I've just fed it through. I fed it through the folded side first. You saw me fold that over, and I've just fed it through the folded side first. It's actually quite dull watching it come through the laminator. So I decided to cut that out of the video for you and just keep the last little bit in. So what has actually happened is we kind of often think that the foil is heated, but it wasn't the foil that's heated. It's the toner, the black toner on the original card that gets hot, and the foil sticks to it. When it gets hot, it gets sticky and the foil sticks to it. So I have also discovered that for the very best results, you're better off waiting till it's cooled down, which is a really hard thing to do because the temptation to pull it up is just really strong. But you need to wait until it's cool. So it only takes a couple of seconds. This is all in real time here that you're watching, so it wasn't that long for it to be cool enough for me to pull the top layer off. And doesn't that look stunning? That is a holographic red foil, admittedly, but it is fabulous, isn't it? Yeah, I love it. Okay, so, and you can see where it's come off the foil, and you can still use those little bits, which I always keep and use later. So now I'm using the dies out of the feather stamp and die set that also comes in the kit. And those feathers match the dies, by the way. The foiled feathers match the die. And of course I had to use my oldest, grubbiest, grungiest plates, but whatever. What I've done is I have put the dies, you can see, on the edge of my cardstock, and then I have just put my plate halfway across because I only want it to cut halfway. I don't want it to cut. So this is partial die cutting. So with the magic of video, that took like less than a millisecond, but you can see where it's cut on the back. I put that just standard, just normally through my die cutting machine, and all's good. Of course, I wanted to make sure you got a really good view of that grungy plates, but anyway, it's all good. I'm sure we've got something like that there. I am just trimming where this plate didn't cut, where the dies, I beg your pardon, didn't cut to the edge of my card. So and this will then give me that nice leafy edge, which is exactly what I wanted. Now, this partial die cutting is fantastic. You can use any shape dies for this, and you could make any nice edges on your cards doing it this way. You don't have to have stamps to match it. You could just use a die to get a funny shape on the edge of your card. So I'm just trimming that excess off there, and I'm just using my scissors to cut the center. If you feel that centerpiece out, if you feel better, you can use a blade and a ruler if you feel more comfortable with that, but I was happy just to trim that off with my scissors. So you can see here I've positioned my stamps on those two where the two dies were cut out. So these are the stamps that match the dies. So I've put them on my card front in my stamping platform, and I am just going to stamp them in black. So I use the VersaFine ink because these feather stamps are absolutely delightful. And with the VersaFine, I just find, because it's that particular ink, for some reason, when you're working with fine dies, is just fabulous, and it's so black. So I have just going to stamp that on. I think I actually stamp it twice, but I don't make you watch me do that. But yeah, so you just put it in. The advantage of a platform, of course, is that you can stamp it over twice. But we're going to move on to the next section here, which is putting that black strip. So right now, all we're doing is creating a black and white card, which in and of itself can be really elegant and stunning. And I just found that the black and white base with a little bit of red was just fab. I just love this look. So I put glue on the back. I cut that out because I put way too much glue on it again, which seems to be, you know, like my superpower, putting on way too much glue. Anyway, so I also edited out where I had to clean up where it squashed out. So I've put double-sided foam tape on the back of my feather. This is my foiled feather. And I am now just going to position that on the front of my card. And it's just going to add this wonderful little bit. You wait till it's all finished. I mean, I love this card, clearly. And I hope you do too. It's such a simple technique. And just so you know, I got double-sided foam tape on the back of that greeting too. But just so you know, I only spent the whole video that I had here was 24 minutes. So it doesn't take very long to make this card at all. So, which is really great because it just looks so impressive. So we've finished that now, and there it is, our completed card. How lovely is that? So I just want to tell you all once again how grateful I am that you joined me. And if you want to see other versions of this card, we did this in the class on our Friday classes, online classes. So if you go over to our Facebook page, I'll leave a link below, you'll be able to see them. If you want to give it a go, we'd love to see yours as well. So please feel free, beg your pardon, to join our Facebook group. This is just another example of the same sort of card. I would, as always, I really appreciate you liking this video, and I would love you to become a subscriber. Till next time, stay safe and happy crafting.